What's going on, guys? It's time to get back to work on this 96 Impala. Last time we left you, kind of went through what the motor was, what the car was, all the mods it had. Now we're going to sit here and try to get it started. So the first thing that I had to do was take the old Optima battery out and swap it out with a used one that I picked up from a shop over here in Houston that specializes in used batteries. It's got a 90-day warranty, so we're going to swap that out, see how it goes, get the car started, and then we're going to see if this transmission is still messed up. That's one thing we still got to figure out. Hopefully it's something simple. Check the fluids on the transmission, check some other things on it before we go for a ride around the block. So that's what the goal is for today.
Alright, guys, I'm not hiding anything from this motor. You can tell that all the billet needs to be polished. All these cool flex hoses, the chrome, all this stuff has just been sitting around outside. It's all dingy and dirty. Even all the polished aluminum that we got from the stock stuff, the valve covers. I mean, there's residue on this motor from just grease and grime and stuff just sitting around, so it's dirty. I'm not cleaning anything up now. The main thing on this car is to get the battery replaced. As you can see here, the Optima battery that I had in there is gone, so I'm swapping it out with another used one that I picked up. But if you guys, any 94 to 96 B-body owners, Impala owners or whatnot, if you guys don't know about Gary's cables, these are some of the best cables to get. I have the big 3 step-up cables, so I believe it is 2 gauge going to the alternator and 0 gauge going into the starter and to the battery for charging. Same with the ground as well. These are very good batteries. I highly recommend them. If you don't have them, I would pick some up. I'll probably leave a link down there so you can find them. It's been a long time since I've bought them myself, so I believe he's still around, but I'll do some search and find out. With these cables, especially too, if you can tell, these are side post batteries. Actually take a little different, as you can tell, these things right here. These are little Allen wrench studs that kind of go into the side of the battery. They go into these side posts right in here to kind of get this where it's supposed to go. So we're going to put those on. So our studs are on. One thing I do want to emphasize is you do not want to tighten these down too much. I just basically got a Allen wrench on there and just kind of hand tighten them down where they're just a little bit snug, because all this lead in here like that you do not want to strip out. So we're going to get that swap. We got those done. We're going to get this put back in here. Like I said, with Gary's cables, you've got to use nuts and washers to get everything tightened down. I always put the positive cable on first, just because it's better to put the positive on and then you put that ground on. So let's get this mounted up. Gary's cables usually use a 9/16 wrench on them, on these nuts back here. So we'll get that positive on that side. 9/16, get that tightened down. Like I said, I didn't tighten the studs too much in there, just kind of snug tight. Oh yeah, before I forget, you're definitely going to put on the pigtail for the battery tender. This thing right here. This thing right here was one of the things that saved the other battery for so long, because the car's been sitting for a while. But this one basically just put it on the batteries itself, and it'll help keep the charge when the car is not being used. You just snake it through here. Put this back on here real quick. Snake it through here. So when it comes out right in there. And then it's as simple as just hooking up the positive on positive and negative on negative. Just kind of get that in there. Hold on, it's not fitting. So let me. This is a big no-no. I wouldn't do this, but I'm doing it anyways. To give some relief so I can open this up. Because it's not fitting around those studs. So just take a pair of angle cutters and cut in a relief in them. And just taking them and spreading them out a little bit. Pass this negative one underneath here to get it over here on this side. and then back to this positive one. Over here. Cut that open a little bit more, or just pull it open a little bit more. Alright, got that in there now. Now it's time to tighten it down. Tighten it down. I actually put, it's hard to tell from that angle, but I've actually put the pigtail for the battery charger against the battery, not on the outside of the lugs coming from the car, but on the inside closer to the battery so the battery can get a better charge. Like I said, we just tighten those down. Positive first is what I always do. In with this negative on there, a little bitty spark on there. And I don't have, I really need to change it back to stainless steel hardware on the nuts and the washer, but like I said, over time I'm just taking them, because you got to take this stuff off for car shows. You go in an indoor car show, you got to take the battery, you got to disconnect the battery. And I usually always just only disconnect the positive part, but I guess just somewhere along the line I lost the rest of them. So like I said, here negatives going on now. Like I said, the same pigtail for the battery tender is between the cable lug and the battery, not the nut and the cable lug. So it's hitting the battery first. So that's all snug and tight right there. Put these caps back on, and we'll get set up to see if this thing will turn on. Alright, got everything swapped out. Now it's time to see if this thing will start. Oh, lights came on. That's a good sign. Very good sign. Hold on, let's see. Let's get in here real quick. See if we can get this thing started. Hell yeah, started right up. That's when you know you built something good. You can sit for a while and still start right up. Well, as you can tell, everything's all dirty in here. Sunroof still needs a little bit of work. Been in a storage unit for some stuff as well too. But we'll get it cleaned up. That's it. One thing I forgot to do, and one thing that's important for this car, so I've got a separate 0 gauge wire going to the trunk, which powers the speakers, the amps, everything in the back, but also powers the air compressors for the air ride. So when I turn it on, that's why when you turn it on, you don't hear the vibration back there of the compressors. So I gotta go back, hook that on the battery, let the compressors air up. That may take a little while, and then we can lift the car up and get it out of the garage. Right now it's just sitting on the wheels and can't get anywhere. Alrighty, so now we've got that extra trunk wire, as you can see it right there. Just turn the key and you hear those humming back there? That's the compressors. So we're gonna let them get started, and then we'll be able to get the car off the wheels. Just checking to make sure everything's get out, open it up alright. As you can tell, there's a shit ton of leaves back here. And oh yeah, I forgot. I blew a damn sub a long ass time ago. That's gonna be another video project to get this goddamn sub out of there and probably redo the trunk by then. But we'll see. It's been sitting for way too long. So like I said, it's still running good. We started up just a few minutes ago, but I did not hook up the air compressors in the back, so we're gonna get that rehooked up, and we'll get this thing restarted. You guys can really tell what it sounds like back there with the big camera, because I was on my cell phone before. On the inside, the back here, you can tell what it looks like. But I'm gonna get the trunk closed and then let this thing air up, and then we'll start it up. Alrighty, I don't want to run the battery down on this one because it's a used battery. So we're going to try to lift the car up, see how much more air we need to lift it up, and then we'll let it charge from there. If not, we may throw it on the charger for a little bit, but we'll see. Hold on. Get back in here. Let's hit these bags, see if they go up. Close the door all the way. Front first because it takes the most air. So, hold on. Yep, going up. Back. Alright, so we're up, we're off the wheels, we're got air in the bags. And I think one thing I should do though is probably close the hood. Let me close the hood real quick. Close the hood and then we'll back it up out of the garage. See where we stand. All right, let's try it again. We'll get this back in here. Like I said, we'll see. Get it started one more time. Press it off. One more time. we're gonna try to go for a ride around the block.
Alrighty, so I know it's getting late on this out here, but we're gonna take it for another little quick spin around the block, see what it does. Alright, going around the block. Shifting. Okay, let me get on this straightaway over here and I'll show you. Transmission is full of fluid, but there's a bunch of fluid on the ground, like I showed y'all. I don't know what. Second. That should be third. There you have it. As you can tell, still not shifting in the third and fourth. I don't know why, but it's something we got to figure out. I don't know if it's, like I said, something simple as a shift solenoid or something else. I don't know, but at least we got a battery in it. Car started, so we take it around the block and really see that it was still that. So now we'll probably have to get it up on stands and check out the transmission from underneath there. So that'd be the next time we'll mess with this car. So I'll see y'all then.